It's the first day of school. I wake up at 6:45, get dressed, eat breakfast, brush my teeth, and head out with all my school supplies. A backpack, a computer, a pencil, some paper, some binders, and a label. Let me explain to you what I mean by labeling. There's a kind they put on groceries so that you know what you're buying. There's a kind they put on presents so that you know who the gift is to and from. But there's another kind, a kind that happens in schools and in life. This kind of labeling pushes people into a tiny box based on one small detail of who they are. When we were in 3rd grade, we were all friends. We could hang out with whoever we wanted. We could be whoever we wanted. But in the summer between 3rd and 4th grade, everything changed. Girls who I'd hung out with a week before school started now acted like I had never existed. The girls I had made fairy houses with and had told ghost stories to were gone, replaced by groups that wouldn't accept me. I had been labeled a goody-goody. Over a period of about 3 months, the things I could say, do, or wear without getting snide comments and sideways glances diminished, until all I had left were a few broken pieces of myself. I would pretend to be okay with this, but then I would go home and cry, mourning my lost friends. And the goody-goody label stuck. So I started to wonder if other kids maybe felt the same way I did. So I had to plan to find out. I did some research and created a survey, and had middle school students answer questions about whether they've been labeled and what their label was. Here are some of the ones I've heard from people: nerd, drama queen, dumb jock, popular girl, loser, freak. In an experiment I did at my school, I turned these middle school labels into stickers and randomly placed one in each seat in an auditorium. Then I had every kid in my school to put them on. All at once, everyone was able to see how labeling really felt. How would that make you feel, to be randomly assigned a label that limits your beautifully complex, multifaceted self into one word? I later spoke at a Rotary Club and did the same experiment with adults, and the pain of middle school labeling doesn't go away. When those experiments ended, the stickers were left behind, but real labels stick forever. When we're living down to our label, we're not living up to our fullest potential. We're afraid to follow our passions because our label tells us we can't do those activities. We're afraid to make the choices we want to make because our label tells us that's not what we should do. We're afraid to make friends with people with different labels because that's not allowed. Any breaking out of the little box we've been assigned is not allowed. If we break the labeling rules or stray from our label, we're told by people who don't really care about us that we have to change. But if we stick to our label and act how we're supposed to, it would be even worse. And so we never get to see what we're truly capable of. So when did our society start to rely so much on labeling? We have to go back several thousand years to when we were all part of tribes, and people didn't really know who was part of their tribe and who was an enemy. So we invented labeling as a way to quickly and easily tell groups of people apart. We're not cave people anymore, but we still use labeling. Why? The answer is pretty simple, because it's easy. It takes much less time and effort to use one adjective to describe someone than many. And over time, taking this lazy way out just becomes a habit. Unless we stop living by labels the way our caveman ancestors did, we will never evolve to match the progress of our technology and the ideals of our society. None of us will be able to live up to our fullest human potential and make the discoveries, inventions, and friendships that we are capable of. Whenever I have to solve a problem, I always think of my big do and my little do. The big do is solving the problem altogether. The little do is that first step. In this case, the big do starts with you guys. It takes 21 days to break a habit. If everybody in this room agreed for 21 days to not use labels and help remind their friends and family to do the same, we would break our lazy habit and be label-free. Imagine that. A world where we weren't perceived based on whether we were male, female, or transgender, black or white, Jewish, Christian, or Muslim, Democrat or Republican. We would all just be people. We wouldn't judge each other based on our labels, but we would thrive together, knowing that with a little effort, we could all get along. The little do is, as you guys leave this event, go up to someone that you don't know and ask what label they were stuck with from their middle school experience, and how and why they are more than that label. Once you see how inadequate labels are, you'll want to leave them to the cavemen. Thank you.